Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for ThermOWeb, sharing with you this outdoor layout, and I have a bit of a Glitz Glitter Gel tutorial for you. I am going to make my own colored Glitz Glitter Gel. I am going to work with this outdoor layout, and the colors of the glitter gel are very, very bright, and I want something a little bit more muted, and I want it to go with the color of this outdoor theme. So that pattern paper that I'm putting down there, it has layered trees, and I want to mimic the look of those layered trees moving across my page to break up these 6x6 paper pads that I am using here. I'm on a bit of a 6x6 paper pad grid, and so I want some green that isn't as bright as the green that is available. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to use my white glitter gel, and I'm going to use a liquid medium, and in this case I'm going to use Distress Stain, and I'm going to color my own glitter gel. So as I said, I'm on a bit of a 6x6 paper pad kick. I'm taking a class, and so the sketch class is to use up 6x6 paper pads, and Lordy only knows I have enough of those. So I have layered out a simple background there, and then I have this photo of my husband and I, and this is actually in January, the very end of January, almost February. We went on a little getaway, and we went hiking, and so I wanted to scrap this photo, and I wanted to do some footprints. So I have mixing my own gel here, and you can see sitting next to it is green that I pre-mixed. So last night, in an attempt to figure out how I was going to do this, I mixed up some glitter gel, and I didn't want to throw it away. And so just for future use, I want you to know that it does stay, and it stays usable if you store it in a Ziploc bag. I did use a freezer Ziploc bag, so I'm hoping that that was kind of the key and not the thinner bag. So I've put it down directly on the white paper, and this stencil I don't think is large enough that enough color has come through. So I'm just going to use the edge of my palette knife and scrape that up. And I'm going to try again because I really want this to work. But while I'm figuring that out, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this green. So I have two trees here, a smaller one and a larger one. Again, these are cut files that I have bought from the Silhouette store, and I've just cut from cardstock. And this is actually scratch white cardstock, and I'm just using them as stencils. So what I will tell you, and I learned this is more applicable to that smaller shoe print, is that you can use the stencil again and again, but the glitter does adhere to the edges of your stencil. So, for example, the boot prints, I applied it once on the paper, twice, 3 times, and by the 3rd time that was probably the end of the use of the stencil. So yes, you can definitely use them again, probably in one sitting, but I wouldn't plan on using it like the next day or a week later. Definitely cut that out again. So I have these green trees, and you can see I've got some layers there, and I really like the way that it gives that same look as those layered trees in that Pebbles pattern paper that's at the bottom of the layout there. So there's actually 4 pieces of 6x6 paper pad. The top, the map, kind of in that yellowy green, and then the forest at the bottom, the green trees that are cut out, and then that grid piece that is behind there. The yellow is cardstock, and it says adventure right there, and that is part of the cut file that goes with the trees that I'm overlaying it over. The trees that I used as a stencil, and then that bright green tree on the left are a different cut file. And then the original file that has the trees bunched together, welded together, and the adventure, actually the cut file has awaits, but I didn't like the font, so I'm just using letter stickers here from Evalicious, and that is going to complete the title, and then I'm going to work on these footprints. And so what I decided is I didn't like the brown glitz on the white cardstock, So I am actually going to make brown glitz again, and I'm going to do that much darker this time, and I'm going to put that on craft cardstock. So that blue piece there, I like the way that it grounds the layout at the top, and it ties the weight of my husband's dark coat and hat into the top of the layout there, and there's some balance in the weight of the objects that I've used in this layout. So there's that stencil again. There's the white glitz, and I'm just going to put it on top of the brown that I've already worked on. And you can see you've got to mix it in nice and smooth so you have an even use of color there. It's not dark enough, so I'm just going to add a little bit more and smush that all in, smush being the very technical term, of course. Make sure I have an even color and then apply that to the craft cardstock, and I like the way that that turns out much better. And the brown of the boot print on the craft cardstock actually matches the brown in my headband and the ground behind us much better, and works. It provides that contrast and a complementary color to the rest of the colors that I've used in the layout. So I'm going to set that aside to dry a little bit. I'm going to try and be patient and work on a little bit more of the layout. I have some, these are cut aparts. They were freebies. Carrie Bradford does freebies in the summer every Monday, and so those are two of them. The top one says fresh air, and the one at the bottom says outside. I am also, that is a backpack die cut from My Mind's Eye. I don't think I used any of the My Mind's Eye paper. That's not true. The grid in the yellow map are from the My Mind's Eye Wander 6x6 paper pad, so I used two. I used that, and then I used Lakeside from Pebbles. These are some stickers from Simple Stories. I believe it is the Summer Vibes photo stickers, so from several years ago. Again, I'm just digging into my stash and using stuff up here. I have a plethora of things that need using up, and so I'm just doing some serious stash fussing. I like these stickers because they are brown and they work with that sort of outdoorsy theme, and now I am going to fussy cut these. They're still a little bit wet, but I am being impatient. I want to get this layout done, and so I'm just going to kind of work around them, and you'll see that I pull out the tweezers to push them down, and I use liquid adhesive because that way I can push them down like this with the tweezers. So that, my friends, is how you can make your own custom glitz colors to work with your layout and get any color you want, so long as you have a mist or a liquid color form that will give you that color. If you have any questions about the process or any of the product that I've used, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you have some fun outdoor adventures coming up. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.